Hi, welcome to another episode of Money Wisdom. I'm Rolf Dobelli, author of The Art of Thinking Clearly, which explains thinking errors. I'm here to talk about the endowment effect. The gleaming BMW in the used car dealer's parking lot had chalked up a few miles, but it looked perfect. I know a little about cars, and I thought it was worth around $40,000. The salesman wouldn't budge for $50,000. But when he called a week later to say he'd take $40,000, I went for it. The next day, I took it out for a spin and stopped at a gas station. The gas station owner offered me $53,000 for the car, in cash on the spot. I politely declined. Driving home, I realized how ridiculous I was to have said no. Something I considered worth $40,000 had become mine and thus had suddenly gained a value of more than $53,000. If I were thinking rationally, I would have sold the car immediately. So I'd fallen under the influence of the endowment effect. We consider things more valuable the moment we own them. If you're selling something we own, we charge more for it than we'd even spend on it ourselves. Psychologist Dan Ariely tested the endowment effect in one of his classes. He did a lucky draw for tickets to a big baseball game. Then he polled the students to see what they thought the tickets were worth. Those who didn't win guessed around $170, but the winning students wouldn't sell for less than $2,400 on average. Why not? The simple fact of ownership made them add zeros to the selling price. The endowment effect, seeing things as more valuable as soon as we own them, is why we're better at collecting than at casting things off. It's why we fill our homes with junk and why people who love stamps or watches can't part with them. This phenomenon also applies to investing. We overvalue what we own, be it a house, a stock, a mutual fund, or any other security. You want to defeat this cognitive error so you can make better investment decisions. There's how. Number one, accept that you have a tendency to overvalue assets you own compared to assets you don't own. This isn't logical, but it's just how our brain works. It's why you cling to old investments that no longer make sense. Number two, objectively value your investments. Don't just go by your mind's incorrect feelings. Instead, do the math. Number three, the endowment effect gives near ownership a glow, just it enhances ownership. Auction houses drive on this. People who bid on an antique table until the end of an auction begin to feel it's practically theirs, and that increases its value. The would-be owner is suddenly willing to pay much more than planned. That's why you should never go to auctions, including real estate auctions, where you can lose much more money than you can just overbidding on a table. To sum up, you will automatically perceive that something you own is more valuable than something you don't own. This makes you cling to investments even when logic says to sell them. With investing, listen to your logic and ignore your intuition. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
To watch more videos about making wiser money decisions, click one of these links here.